How's it going, my fellow snow sufferers? It's your missile guy. Today is going to be a bit different. I want to touch on some things about War Thunder that I feel needs to be discussed. I wanted to touch on these things just so you guys know, as my audience, that I am not ignoring these issues with the game. I usually try my best to stay out of drama involving the game and other creators. However, I feel this is something that must be discussed. I don't really ever not script my videos. My video type usually requires script. I'm kind of just talking about stuff how I feel from the heart, and so we'll see how this goes. With that being said, please keep the comment section as civil as possible. We are in this situation together against a game that we care about so much to put all this effort into trying to get Gaijin to understand that they need to improve on things. Also, I am not making this video to straight up hate on Gaijin. That is not the goal of this video. My goal in this video is to bring things to light that I believe need changed or fixed for the future of the game. With that being said, let's get on with the video. I've been playing War Thunder since 2015. While I may not be the oldest player out there, I have seen the highs of this game and the lows. Recently, I fear War Thunder has been on a massive low, and it really hurts to say. Not just because it's a game that I make content on and enjoy, but it's also just been a part of my childhood and me growing up. I'm only 20, just keep that in mind. Seeing how Gaijin currently handles their game makes me have a hard time at times continuing to go on with it, and yet I still push through, not only because again I enjoy making content, but just down to the fact that there isn't another game like War Thunder in the market, which happens to be the one reason why I think it hurts to see how this game is being handled. Unfortunately, I fear that we, the player, has allowed Gaijin to get away with a lot of these issues that now plague the game. After watching and taking notes from multiple different creators talking about this issue, whether it was the Codmine Man, Fly Daily, or recently Defen, I can't help but agree with them. Now, I am an air main. Many of you guys who are regular viewers know that I don't really touch up on ground at all. Sorry if you hear that vehicle in the background. A lot of things I will be discussing here today also affect ground in some way and or does affect ground, so you may take it as both. On my channel, one thing I always mention is wishing there was more balance in the game. While I do not argue for historical accuracy, as obviously that wouldn't be balanced, there are many aircrafts that would benefit from an expansion on the battle ratings. We are currently limited to 14.7 for air, which makes a lot of aircrafts basically come to the game DOA and or very difficult to use. The reason why the lack of balance hits hard for me just comes down to, at least in air, we used to have a decently balanced game. Pre-supersonic era, we had our Korean War aircrafts like the F-86, the MiG-15 and 17s, or even the Hunter F-1, as well as many others that I can't list here. Each aircraft had strengths and weaknesses. A good example would be the F-86 having a mix of top speed and turn time, whereas the MiG-15 or 17 would compress harder at higher speeds, but turned really fucking good. The Hunter F-1, which was my personal first 9.0 aircraft, was super fast, climbed good, but didn't turn too well, so you relied heavily on boom and zoom tactics. Then even in our slightly newer jets like the F-100 or MiG-19, or even into the addition of the F-4 Phantoms and MiG-21s, again, these aircrafts had strengths and weaknesses. It was relatively balanced. Yet nowadays, we have completely lost that aspect of the game. We have F-4 Phantoms, for example, fighting 13.0 jets that wouldn't debut until 20 to 30 years after the Phantom entered service, using active radar missiles, and it's expected to compete. This issue extends all the way down to even props. The problem is that Gaijin has painted themselves into a corner with the 14.7 battle rating cap. Instead of expanding the BR system to accommodate new additions, they keep cramming everything into this compressed space. This creates these ridiculous matchups where older aircrafts are completely outmatched by their more modern counterparts. What makes this even more frustrating is that the solution seems so obvious. Expand the battle rating system, add new brackets, create a proper progression that reflects the technological advancements in aviation. An F-4 should not be able to fight the same aircraft as an F-16 or MiG-29. It's just not balanced, and it ruins the experience for players who want to fly these classic jets. This compression has created a meta where only the most advanced, most capable aircrafts are viable. If you're not flying something with the latest missiles and best performance characteristics, you're essentially just target practice to everybody else. This has eliminated the variety that once made the mid-tiers so enjoyable. Remember when you could take out a slightly inferior aircraft and still have a fighting chance when you played it to its strengths? Those days are long gone in the current compressed environment. And it's not just top tier either. This compression has trickled down all through all battle ratings. This is even visible in props, as said earlier. Early jets are facing supersonic aircrafts they can't keep up with. Early jets that don't have flares are also able to see all-aspect missiles. This entire matchmaking system needs a complete overhaul to restore some semblance of balance to the game. Next thing that comes to mind, we have completely lost the taste of map design. There was a point in time where we had objectives inside of each ARB battle that allowed multiple plane types to contribute to the match. You can even still see this if you go inside the map Norway, for example. You're able to see a multitude of different tasks that players had to generally contribute to in order to progress your team. While these weren't perfect, it was way better than this genius map design we have now. The map design has heavily dropped to favor the COD style mindset that we currently find ourselves in, and it's unfortunate. It really shows with how Nuclear Thunder exploded during its first week before Gaijin fried the entire mode, how desperate players are for variety in the game. Which brings me on to my next point. There is absolutely zero variety. In the last 10 years, we have had the same core game mode with little to no changes done whatsoever. This is especially bad for ground mains, as currently the only thing you get to do on the ground is 3-point domination, or single point holes with literally no variety in between. There is no reason that we should not have variety in our game. We should have different modes in terms of ground. Imagine like a breakthrough mode. Same idea from Battlefield, if anyone has played those, where you have to push the enemy and take ground to win the match. Or something simple like capture the flag. The point is, it really would not be hard to expand upon the current game modes and make the game more enjoyable and fun. And it's, again, variety is all you need to add. Did you guys know that countries used to have their own identities? Each country had their unique vehicles that made them special. Now? Well, Gaijin is rapidly running out of vehicles to add to the game, and for that reason, you now get F-16 number 1, F-16 number 2, F-16 number 3, so on and so forth, with only very minor differences such as, oh, this one gets AMRAAMs, or, oh my god, this one gets Magics. There was a point in time where copy and paste was a limited thing. You used to get the occasional vehicle that would be copy and pasted over to a different tree, but it would have something special about it to make it a little different. Nowadays, Gaijin will give us updates throughout the year, copy and paste literally everything, and call it new. When is the last time you've seen something unique as an event vehicle that actually mattered? Event vehicles are meant to be unique vehicles that are not in the game whatsoever. The entire point of grinding for them. And yet we see vehicles like these, which are literal copy and paste, and in fact are usually worse than the normal counterparts you get in game, basically leaving no incentive to actually grind it besides just immediately selling it for 20 Gaijin coin to go and purchase a premium. Which next, we have paywalled vehicles. This topic irks me a bit, and while I do understand this is a business, they do it way too much at this point. It's actually ridiculous to me. It is also insane to me on how easy of a fix this could be, at least in my opinion. Gaijin will take heavily requested vehicles that the players have been asking for and will make them premiums. This is to ultimately force you, the player, who may want access to this super rare and amazing vehicle, to open your wallet and spend the price of Grand Theft Auto 6 on it just to have it. An amazing example here would be the F-14D, possibly one of the most requested aircrafts as of late. Many players such as myself wanted the F-14D to come to the game because 1, it would finally finish off the Tomcat line, and 2, would allow us to simply fly the most advanced Tomcat ever produced. Well, we finally got it, and yet... The worst part is, this vehicle is literally a copy and paste of the F-14B with an upgraded radar. While I understand that there really wasn't any major difference between the B and D, Gaijin had so much opportunity to offer more for it. This aircraft should have had 2 variants at the very least, a tech tree variant and a premium, and it was super simple. They could have given the premium variant the M54C Plus, then the tech tree variant AMRAAMs. And yes, before you flame me, I understand the F-14D never carried AMRAAMs, and it was only the F-14A that carried and tested. However, this is less about realism and more about unique vehicles being added. Funnily enough, this brings me on to my next point, which is selective realism and progression. This topic is actually awful because it really shows for NATO and especially American-based vehicles compared to Russian-based vehicles. Gaijin will do everything they can to ensure that the American tech tree and or NATO vehicles get fucked, compared to their Russian counterparts. While this is more apparent in ground with stuff like ERA or volumetric armor, it is also visible in air. While a game can never be perfectly balanced, I'm not trying to say that, there are issues that Gaijin continues to ignore for no apparent reason. There are many aircrafts that currently underperform in the game. There are even more vehicles that Gaijin could have added into the game to slow how fast the game is progressing overall. Ultimately, I do agree that Gaijin has pushed the game's content out too fast, and they are rapidly running out of shiny new vehicles to give us, which is of course why copy and paste has grown so rapidly over the years. There are so many vehicles Gaijin could have given in the meantime to delay this issue. I believe that the Eurofighter and Rafales came to the game way too early. Some people tend to forget that the F-15E came out less than a month before those two aircrafts came out. We rapidly jumped in terms of aircrafts we received in the game in such a small amount of time, and this should have been heavily delayed. Now, here we are, with advanced aircrafts pushing towards 5th generation lacking basic features that should have already been worked on, like proper electronic warfare, or two-way data link. The issue will only get worse the more Gaijin pushes in this direction. It's sad to say, but it is the truth. Now, as much as we like to point our fingers at Gaijin, we, the consumers, are the ones buying the slop they put out. While it is ultimately on Gaijin in the end for breaking promises they have put out in the past, we still buy. Gaijin puts out a low quality copy and paste premium, we buy up on said premium. To Gaijin, this tells them to keep doing this as we buy into it and they make money. This also happens to be where our power lies. The consumer doesn't have to buy into the bullshit. I'm going to reiterate what others have said. Vote with your wallet. Do not reward Gaijin for their copy and paste slop. Purchase things that they deserve to earn money on, of course, but remember, every time you buy into a copy and paste slot vehicle like the new F-16 coming to the French tree, you are actively encouraging Gaijin to continue this behavior, and unless we stop buying it, it's never going to change. Well, I have nothing else beyond this. While I definitely did not cover all the issues, I didn't get anywhere close. I feel these are the ones most apparent to me. I also feel that other creators will cover very similar topics to me here, and probably do it better. However, I wanted to make this video so I know I spoke out and had a voice in the matter. I do not support the direction the game is heading in, and I am on the side of the players. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you all for listening. If you discuss this in my comment section, please ensure to keep it civil. Besides that, I will see you guys in my next video.